Okay, now we're going to look at strategies around calming down the body. Okay, so one of the best ways to deal with anxiety and panic is really learning how to breathe. Often when we get really anxious, we tend to breathe really shallowly and into our chest. And learning how to breathe is learning how to breathe deeply. And when we breathe deeply, we're actually fundamentally calming down the system in our body. I want to talk a little bit about the systems in our body that can assist with that. So getting control of our breathing, a really important way to manage the symptoms of panic. And as the slide says, when you have slowed and controlled breathing, it results in the body relaxing. And it's really the opposite of the fight, flight, freeze response that you see in panic. And the controlled breathing can also help to prevent that hyperventilating that often makes a panic attack even worse. So as we talk about how the body works, the body has two systems. It has one system that is for gearing up the body. It's called the sympathetic nervous system. And it's a system that's responsible for adrenaline and cortisol and all of the stress hormones. It gets you going. And then there's another system in the body called the parasympathetic system. It's a system that helps calm down the body, resulting in lower blood pressure, lower heart rate, lower respiration rate. So what we want to do with the breathing is to activate that system of the body. The body knows how to calm down, and with controlled and slow breathing, you're actually using the body's mechanism to calm itself down. So we're going to teach you how to do diaphragmatic breathing. Diaphragmatic breathing is the deep breathing that you send the breath to the lower lungs, and this is how it works. So what you want to do is breathe slowly through your nose to a count of 4, and put your hand on the stomach as you're breathing in to a count of 4, and as you breathe in, your stomach should rise with that breath. And then you want to exhale slowly through the mouth to a count of 4. And you want it to be not 1, 2, 3, 4. You want it to be 1, 2, 3, 4. And as your hand is on your stomach, it should rise with the in-breath to the count of 4 and fall with the out-breath to a count of 4. And diaphragmatic breathing is a skill, and it needs some practice to get good at it. So if you can practice the diaphragmatic breathing when you're calm, it's going to be easier to do it when you're feeling anxious. And sometimes it's also helpful to have one hand on your chest and one hand on your stomach. So as you breathe in to a count of 4, breathing in through your nose, the stomach rises, and breathe out to a count of 4, and the hand on the stomach falls. And so just practicing that breathing up and down, having one hand on your chest, that hand should stay still, and the hand on your belly, your stomach, should go up and down with the breath. So I encourage you to stop and take a moment to try this activity of breathing, and to practice it when you're calm. So when you start to get anxious and notice that you're anxious, you can start some of these slow and deep breaths, and that often can prevent a panic attack from happening by managing the breath and controlling the breath. Another way of doing breathing, and this one comes from yoga, and I really like this breath. It's called alternate nostril breathing. And so I'm just going to describe what to do, and you guys can try as you're listening to this recording. So what you do, you take your thumb and your index finger on your right hand. You want to block off the right nostril with your thumb. Breathe in through the left nostril. Then block that left nostril with your index finger and breathe out the right. And breathe in through the right. And block it with your thumb. Breathe out through the left. Breathe in through the left. And block it. Breathe out through the right. Breathe in through the right. Breathe out through the left. Breathe in through the left. Breathe out through the right. Breathe in through the right. And breathe out through the left. So this is a really good exercise. As I'm doing it, I can feel myself calming down. And you might even notice as it progressed, the breaths got deeper. As I got more relaxed and I got into the exercise, the breaths got slower and deeper. So try the alternate nostril breathing. It's a little bit more complicated in some ways than the diaphragmatic breathing, but it helps you to focus on the action and the activity of breathing. And sometimes that's very helpful because it gets you out of your head and focusing on a physical activity that you can do. So alternate nostril breathing as a way to calm down the body. Another way that can be helpful is when you're having issues with panic and anxiety, sometimes you get that adrenaline surge, that surge of adrenaline that's coming through your body, and it feels like your whole body's kind of on alert and on guard. So sometimes it's helpful to use that burst of adrenaline energy and burn up that energy by doing something physically. Instead of letting the energy manifest as anxiety sitting at your desk, maybe when that surge of energy and surge of adrenaline comes in, you get up and move your body. You walk, you run, you go outside, you clean. Sometimes when people get anxious, that's when they have the cleanest apartment because they take out their anxiety, they move their body. And the idea is that if you move your body physically, it's going to help your body to break down the adrenaline faster. And the purpose by getting that body moving is to discharge that tension that the body's holding, reduce the energy, that surge of energy, and that can increase the likelihood of panic. So give that a try, just getting your body moving. Another way of getting comfortable with the symptoms of the anxiety is a technique called symptom induction. And what you do is you practice coping with the physical sensations of anxiety so that when those anxiety symptoms happen, you're not so frightened by them. And that you're able to practice inducing some of those physical sensations and then noticing the thoughts that accompany those sensations, and then breathe to calm your body down. So to induce the symptoms, often symptoms of anxiety are like the symptoms you have when you're working out. So you got increased heart rate, you're breathing more rapidly, you're getting hot and sweaty. So the suggestion here is to run on the spot or move fast for 3 minutes. Notice that increased heart rate, you're breathing, you're feeling hot and sweaty. Notice any thoughts that come up, and then stop the running and then just breathe slowly using either diaphragmatic breathing or alternate nostril breathing to calm your body down. And part of inducing it is allowing you to get used to that sensation, to be more comfortable with the sensation. So when those sensations happen, when you're feeling anxious, that can be a trigger to do something to calm your body down. So you can give that one a try. So next, we're moving on to the activity of progressive muscle relaxation. Progressive muscle relaxation involves tightening and relaxing different muscle groups in your body. And you start and tighten one group. So say maybe you shrug your shoulders and you hold that tension, and then you relax. And you're noticing the difference between the tension in the shoulders when they're shrugged up to your ears and when they're relaxed. So what we're going to do right now is an activity that goes all the way through your body. Systematically, tightening a muscle group, relaxing that muscle group, noticing the difference between the tension and the relaxation, and then moving on to the next muscle group. This exercise takes about 10 minutes or so, 7 to 10 minutes to do. It's a really good exercise to do if you have difficulty settling down at night. If you're having some thoughts that are distressing you, if you can switch to calming down the body and focusing on the body, it's a way of distracting yourself from those thoughts. And when you're lying completely flat on the bed, this is a very relaxing exercise. I've had people fall asleep when I've been doing this exercise and they're sitting in the chair and they just doze off because it is a really relaxing exercise. So we're going to just do that right now. Okay, let's do the progressive muscle relaxation exercise. So what I'd encourage you to do is, if you've got a place where you can lie down, that would be the best, or just sit in the chair. Take away all pencils, papers, put your feet flat on the ground if you're sitting in the chair. And most often people do this exercise with eyes closed, because it allows you to just focus on the sensations of your body and the sound of my voice, and there's no visual distractions of eyes open. You can certainly do it with eyes open. If you choose to do it with eyes open, just focus on a spot on the wall or a spot on the floor. So as we begin this exercise, as you begin to relax, I'd like you to take a few slow, deep breaths. Breathing in through your nose and breathing out through your mouth. Breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth. And now, as you let the rest of your body relax, clench your fists, bending them back at the wrist, tighter and tighter. Feel the tension in your fists and forearms, and then release, relax, and notice the feeling of looseness in your hands and forearms. And just notice the difference between the tension and the relaxation. And as we move up your arm, now bend your elbows, tensing your biceps. Tense them as hard as you can and observe the feeling of tightness. Then let your hands drop down and relax, feeling the difference between the tension and the relaxation. And as we go through this exercise, just tensing the muscles. Don't tense them so much that they cause pain. Just bring in tension. And as we turn your attention to your head and your forehead, I'd like you to wrinkle your forehead as tight as you can and feel the tension in your forehead and scalp. Feel the tension. And now relax and smooth it out, imagining your entire forehead and scalp becoming smooth and at rest. And now frown and notice the strain spreading through your forehead. Feel the tightness of the frown. And then let go, allowing your brow to become smooth once again. And moving on to your eyes. Just squeeze your eyes closed, tighter and tighter. Feel the tension of the eyes closed. And then relax your eyes. Let them remain closed, gently and comfortably. And now open your mouth as wide as you can and feel the tension of a wide open mouth. Feel that tension in your jaw and in your face. Feel the tension. And now relax your jaw. And when your jaw is relaxed, your lips will be slightly parted. Noticing the tension, the difference between the tension and the relaxation. And now press your tongue against the roof of your mouth and experience the strain in the back of your mouth. Feel the tension. And then relax. Relaxing your lips. Feel the relaxation in your forehead, your scalp, your eyes, your jaw, your tongue, and your lips. Letting go more and more. And now as we move to your head and neck, now slowly rotate your head on your neck, feeling the points of tension as your head moves slowly and gently. And then slowly and gently roll your head in the other direction, feeling the points of tension as your head moves. And then relax, allowing your head to return to a comfortable upright position. And now, shrug your shoulders, bringing your shoulders up to your ears, feeling the tension in your neck and shoulders, feeling the tightness of the shrugged shoulders. Hold it, and then drop your shoulders back, feeling the relaxation spreading through your neck, your throat and shoulders, pure relaxation, deeper and deeper relaxed. And now moving to your chest, breathe in and fill your lungs completely with a slow, deep breath. And then hold that breath and experience the tension of the held breath. And then exhale, allowing your chest to become loose once again. Continue relaxing, letting your breath come freely and gently, noticing how the tension drains out of your muscles with each breath out. And moving down to your stomach and placing your hand on the stomach, and tighten your stomach and hold and feel the tension of the tightened stomach. And then relax and breathe deeply into your stomach, pushing the hand resting on your stomach up, and hold the tension, and then relax as you release that breath, feeling the sensation of relaxation as the air rushes out. And without straining, gently arch your back, keeping the rest of your body as relaxed as possible. Focus on the tension in your lower back, and now relax, letting the tension dissolve away. As we move down your legs, tighten your thighs and buttocks. Feel the tension, and then relax, feeling the difference between the tension and the relaxation. Moving down your legs, straighten and tense your legs, curling your toes downward, and experience the tension of toes curled downward. And then relax. Straighten and tense your legs, bending your toes towards your face, and then relax. Feel the comfortable warmth and heaviness of deep relaxation throughout your entire body as you continue to breathe slowly and deeply. You can relax even more as you move up through your body, letting go of the last bit of tension in your body. Relax your feet, relax your ankles, relax your calves and your shins, relax your knees, relax your thighs, relax your buttocks. Let the relaxation spread to your stomach, to your lower back, to your chest, letting go more and more, feeling the relaxation deepening in your shoulders, in your arms, in your hands, deeper and deeper, noticing the feeling of looseness and relaxation in your neck, your jaw, your face, and your scalp, continuing to breathe slowly and deeply. Your entire body is now comfortably loose and relaxed, calm and rested. So welcome back. I'm hoping that you tried the progressive muscle relaxation exercise And again, just a reminder that these exercises can be helpful in managing anxiety. And it does take some time to do the exercise. So set aside some time and try out the exercises that we've talked about throughout this presentation. I'm just moving down now to talk about strategies that are more about both mind and body, and ways of reducing your overall level of stress, because we know when people are under higher levels of stress, they're more likely to have panic attacks. And if you can do some simple things in your lifestyle, it can really reduce the risks of anxiety turning into panic attacks. As it says here, small changes in your daily routine to reduce stress can equal big changes in both the frequency and intensity of panic attacks. I've certainly have had students after attending this workshop and trying the strategies come back and saying, wow, I've not had a panic attack in the last 3 weeks. And when I feel like something might be happening, I do something and it softens it and the anxiety comes down and I don't have a panic attack. So some things that you can do that can help you to manage the stress better and reduce the risk of anxiety and panic is participating in some form of daily exercise. It doesn't mean going to the gym and working out for an hour and a half. It could be just going for a walk every day. A walk where you just notice nature, that you're outside, that you're appreciating the flowers, the birds, or the snow, that you're just moving your body and just being in the present moment, taking a break. Another thing that I encourage students to do that have anxiety is eliminate the stimulants. Caffeine is a stimulant that when you get too much of, feels a lot like having a panic attack. People can get shaky and really feel upset stomach if they have too much caffeine. So making sure to reduce your caffeine consumptions if you have any issues with anxiety. Same with nicotine, it's a stimulant, and sugar. Too much sugar can certainly add to the stress level because you have blood sugar drops. When your blood sugar drops rapidly, you can get a racing heart, you can feel shaky, you can feel irritable, you can have all similar physiology to anxiety and panic. And strive to have a healthy, balanced diet. So trying not to skip meals, to eat something, every 3 to 4 hours, to make sure that you're, eating small, healthy meals and that you don't skip breakfast, those kind of things. Building on an emotional support system. It's really important here at university to have people that you can just go with and talk to those people about what is stressing you out in your life and brainstorm. They can assist you in helping to come up with strategies to address the concerns that are troubling you. So reach out, talk to people, talk to your friends, talk to family, come in and talk to somebody in Counselling Services, connect with the MATES program here, which is the peer helper program. Building that emotional support network can be really, really helpful. And those supporters can have your list of things that are helpful in managing anxiety and panic. So if you call someone up or text them and say, I'm having a real hard time, the anxiety is building, they can text back. Why don't you try this? How about that? Why don't you make yourself a cup of herbal tea? How about you go have a shower and then call me back and let me know how the anxiety is after your shower. So that emotional support system can really help you. And it's really important for you to remember too that about 30% of university-age students experience anxiety or have had at least one panic attack. So chances are the people in your network have experienced anxiety, if not panic attacks. So creating a healthy daily relaxation routine where you give yourself permission to have time to have some fun, to relax, to enjoy yourself, and every activity that you do that you're enjoying, like reading a novel or going for a walk or working out, maybe playing a video game for a short period of time. Those daily relaxation routines can help you to manage the stress, lower the stress level so that you can stay in a coping place of being able to cope. Another suggestion is choosing to slow down and learning how to say no. Sometimes our anxiety and stress comes from overcommitment. We're committing and saying yes to doing everything with everybody all the time. And that way there's such tight timelines that we create stress. So what I'd encourage you to do, if this is an issue for you, when someone makes a request for help or even an invitation out, to just stop and think, is this going to be in my best interest? Is this going to help me? Because it could be a good relaxation activity. Or is it going to add stress because I haven't done my assignments, and if I go on this, I'm going to be up till 3 finishing my assignments. So learning how to say no and finding some balance between work and can be very helpful. Taking a break from the situation. Sometimes our anxiety is triggered by specific situations. So if you are anxious in crowds, for instance. So if you have anxiety in the crowd, the way to manage it is to be able to go to the event. If you start to feel some anxiety building, to take 10 minutes, go outside, do some deep breathing, or maybe go to an area of the building that is less busy, like going to the bathroom or a quiet part, doing some breathing to calm yourself down, and then going back into the situation. So I think that's a really important to remember, is that sometimes when people are experiencing anxiety, they start saying no to situations and circumstances where the anxiety comes up. Well, I'm not going to go to that party, or I'm not going to, because I get anxious in crowds. And you don't want to develop that pattern of avoidance. You want to give yourself the opportunity to get comfortable by going into that situation, noticing your anxiety level, doing some of the strategies to help you stay calm, and then taking a break if you need to by going to a quieter place, and then going back in and learning how to manage the anxiety-provoking situation. So the goal is to control the symptoms of the anxiety so that you don't have to leave and that you don't have to have a panic attack. Okay, so let's look at resources that are available on campus for support around anxiety. Counselling Services, which is in the Needles Hall Extension, provides individual counseling as well as workshops and group therapy. I'd encourage you to look at the coping skills seminars. They are 1-hour seminars where you can come and learn a number of strategies around managing your emotions, challenging negative thinking, bouncing back from failures and disappointments. We also have the MATES program. It's an excellent program of peer helpers that have gone through an extensive training program. They are available to support students. So I encourage you, if you're having difficulties with anxiety, to come and talk with someone, because there are mechanisms and strategies that can be helpful in you managing the anxiety better. We also have walk-in sessions as well through Counselling Services. Health services. As we talked about at the beginning of the presentation, often when people are experiencing intense anxiety and panic, they have concerns that there might be something physically wrong, because it feels like it feels like you might be dying with that racing heart and panicking and can't get your breath. So sometimes it's helpful to go and book an appointment with a physician to get some blood work done and to just have a conversation with a physician around the anxiety. And often when students get back that there's nothing wrong physically, that provides a level of support and relief. There's nothing physically wrong with me. I just need to learn how to manage the anxiety better. And some other resources that are available, the post-secondary student helpline, the Good to Talk line. It's 24/7. It's staffed by master's level trained therapists, and it's specifically geared for students in post-secondary school. So really encourage you to check out those resources. I always encourage the students that come to see me individually to call the number when they're not panicked, so that you can understand what's the process, who you would talk to, what strategies they might give, so that if you're panicky, then at least you don't have the anxiety about calling the number, adding to your anxiety. So the Good to Talk is an excellent resource. We also have Here 24/7 locally. It's a 24/7 helpline. You can contact them as well, and if there's further distress, they can intervene. The Center for Clinical Interventions is a website, and there is a course called Coping with Panic. And it goes through a whole bunch more strategies around managing panic. So I'd really encourage you to take a look at that course. There's also one there on mastering worry, which is specifically addressing the issue of worry and anxiety. So there's lots of resources out there and available to help you to learn how to manage the anxiety better, so that panic attacks can become a thing of your past. You can look back and say, yeah, I remember I used to have panic attacks, but I don't anymore. So I encourage you to try the strategies here and find which strategies work best for you. Not all the strategies are going to work for everyone all the time. So I encourage you to try a number of strategies and create a list of strategies that you can use when the anxiety comes and when the anxiety builds. So thank you very much for listening to this presentation. I hope you found it helpful, and best of luck learning how to manage your anxiety so that panic attacks can be the thing of the past. Thank you.